Yeah. You already know. This her McGruff. I want to give a big shout out to Mikey T, the movie star. You already know how we do. Yeah, Harlem in the building, baby. One.
All right, man. Herb McGruff, Harlem legend, man. I want to welcome you to the podcast. I appreciate you joining me on the show tonight.
Mhm. Thanks for having me, Mike.
Yeah, man.
It's been some years, man.
Facts. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. You was working when I linked up with you back in like 2010, 2011, though, man. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about it all today.
Yeah.
But I want to take it all the way back to the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you grow up? Where were you born?
Yeah, I grew up in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Harlem. 139 140th Street. You know what I mean? 141st and Lenox Avenue. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I grew up in Harlem.
How was it coming up in the 1980s in New York City? Give me the details. Like, what was it out in the Bronx and in Harlem in the 70s and 80s coming into the 90s?
Oh man, Harlem used to be. It was like it was rough coming up back then. Like it was abandoned buildings. A lot of things is gentrified right now, but back in the days, it was like it was a war zone, especially in the South Bronx. You know what I mean? Abandoned buildings all over, man. Junkies all over. You know what I'm saying? Fiends all over. It was rough, but it was what it was though. We made the best of what it was. Yeah, man.
What high school did you go to? And, why did you end up dropping out of school? Was it beef or did you end up starting doing music?
Basically, yeah. Now, I went to Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King High School. Yeah, I went to King High School. I dropped out. I dropped out. I got kicked out of King in like the 10th grade. After the 10th grade, I went to this school called West Side. You know what I'm saying? Which was by the Douglas houses. It was a school called West Side. This was like where all the, when you get kicked out, this was the alternative school. Big L was in there. There's a lot of people that went to West Side after they got because Big L was in Julia Richmond, so he got kicked out. He went to West Side as well. But yeah, man, yeah.
How did your family feel when you told them, like, I'm dropping out of school? Did you tell them, like, this isn't for me? What did they say?
Nah, what happened was, I was at the age, my father really wasn't around like that. He was still living and all that at the time. He deceased right now, but he wasn't like really around. So it was like my mother. So I was like damn man, like my own man. I learned early. I stepped off the porch early, man. I used to hang out with the older guys. You know what I'm saying? So I was advanced for my age. So I was doing a lot of things earlier, hustling, all kind of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Robbing, you know what I mean? Yeah. All kind of shit. But yeah, that's how I grew up, man. I grew up rough, man.
Did you have a backup plan? Because some kids say F school, you know what I mean? F school, I'm going to be a rapper. Did you have a plan?
Nah, man, cause we fell in love with rap. That's all I seen. I ain't want to do nothing else, man. Either it's gonna be rapping or hustling. I can't. Know what I'm saying? That was my hope. But I was going hard at this rap. Still trying to go hard at this rap to this day. But yeah, it's either the two. You know what I mean? I had a lot. I had a couple gigs in my lifetime though. Back in the days, I used to be a messenger boy at Gristides Emporium, the supermarket. I used to run messages for Gristides. I sold newspapers and I did stuff like that when I was very like younger and stuff. But and I also worked at Time Warner Cable too in the provision department for a couple years too. But those is basically my only jobs. Everything else, I got my rap deal in 95, 96, with Heavy D. I was on tour with Big L. Yeah, I was like Big L hype man because I wasn't rhyming at first. I just used to, be around it. influenced by my boy Big L. That's who influenced me. But I was into the streets. I was hustling and doing what I do out here. But when I seen L, that he, it was a possibility that he could this shit could work. And he was getting a lot of recognition. I said, yeah, I might as well. I'm around it. I might as well give it a shot. So, he looked out. He had put me on his first album, Eight Is Enough. Yeah, he looked out. That was my introduction to the rap game. As far as yeah, I learned a lot from L. Like just being around him, soaking the game up. You know what I'm saying?
When did you figure out that you were going to start getting into music, and how old were you when you wrote your first rap? And who told you that you were nice?
Shit, who told, like my cousin, God bless the dead, my cousin Mark, my cousin Mark, he used to rap. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of stuff from him too. God bless the dead. That's crazy that him and L is deceased, but between them two right there, he the one. He used to write little stuff for me, and I used to recite it. You know what I'm saying? I got good. Reciting things, and I used to we grew up on rap, so I used to always run DMC, LL Cool J. So we reciting it, we break dancing, beatboxing, graffitiing. So that was a part of the culture. Like so, you already know we grew up around that, so it wasn't hard. You know what I'm saying? But when I really got inspired was when L got his deal. I didn't really take it serious, but we always was into that. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop. That I feel like those is parts of hip hop. Break dancing, graffiti, art. You know what I'm saying? All that you can put all that in the same realm. Helm is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I consider all that hip hop. Yeah, but I started out early though, man. I started out early. Who told me I was? It was a couple people from the block. After I got on L thing, they was like, "Yo, you sound alright." You know what I'm saying? Should keep going, do something with it. Yeah. And then we used to it used to be block parties on my block when they used to let you used to grab the mic or whatever, and do whatever you do or whatever. I'd grab the mic a couple times. L was already advanced, already nice or whatever. But yeah, I got to give it to my boy L, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Big L, man. Rest in peace, man. Yeah,
Yeah, rest in peace, Big L.
yeah.
You
That's
you
that's
said
who I that's who I know what I mean? That's who gave me the
yeah. You said your young influences were Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Rakim. That's interesting that those are your influences. A lot of people wouldn't mention those three. It shows me that you're very old school. You respect the generation that did it before you. Most people would have said Biggie, Jay, Nas, but
right,
you know what I mean? Even Tupac, Biggie, and Nas will tell
right.
you I was inspired by Big Daddy Kane and Rakim and Cool G Rap. You know
That's
what
what
I
it
mean?
was.
So I
That's
like
what it
that you
was.
give respect to the elders.
Yeah. Even KRS can't forget Chris. KRS-One, man. That's my four-headed Mount Rushmore. Them four right there. That's the Mount Rushmore for my era. Like, far as Big Daddy, Rakim, um, Cool G Rap, and KRS-One. That was the like, you know what I mean?
So
It was other MCs, but them four right there, spearheaded. Hands down. I don't care what nobody. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about nobody else. But from my era, for me coming up, and of course it was, Run D. I was a big Run. I'm talking about solo artists. But I was a big Run DMC. Me and Big L was Run DMC fans. So you can't forget Run DMC also. But far as solo, them four right there.
what was it about them that influenced you? Like how exactly did they influence you?
I Rakim, he was more with the, he was God body. So he was, he was schooling you on certain levels about, certain things or whatever. And KRS-One, he was also a teacher. Big Daddy he punchline king. You know what I'm saying? Kool G Rap just raw. Kool G Rap just was raw with it. That list and oh man, G Rap was, know what I mean? That list and the shit he be saying, gangster. He was one of the first, like, on that talking that gangster shit, like on the East Coast. Easy E and them did it over there, but as far as like on the East Coast, G Rap was talking that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Can you tell me about getting started with Bronx Most Wanted? Who were the other members of the group?
Ooh, Mikey T, you doing your homework. Ha ha. Yeah,
Yep,
my
going
man.
back.
Yeah. Well, it was the guy named Wayne, my man Wayne, that introduced me to them. My man TUD and my man Johnny. You know what I'm saying? They was already a group already. I was I'm originally from Harlem, but I went with the thing for, because we was trying to shop a deal at the time. You know what I'm saying? It was Johnny and TUD, the Bronx Most Blunt. They from around from where Fat Joe and Finesse from. They from Forest Projects. So they yeah, I met them, and we did a couple songs together. I met what's this guy, Godfather Don. He is a old school producer from back in the days. I did some of my early Life is a Gamble, Keep My Palm on the Handle, and in my place. Those are some of my first, like, those was like demos, but they white labeled them or whatever, whatever, whatever. And yeah, I met them through that. That's my boy. I fuck with them to this day. I seen Chad about couple, like three months ago or something like that, and I talked to Johnny about it not too long ago after that either. But I still talk to them to this day. We cool. We still cool, man. Damn, you fucked me up with that one. Yeah. You did your homework on that. Yeah, a lot of I don't even be I be forgetting. You know what I'm saying? But definitely that's a little we had a little thing with them. Yeah, that's my boys.
So
They already was a group though, Mikey T. I just, you know what I'm saying? Through my man Wayne, he was the manager, so he's like, man, you might as well join them as whatever. I'm a team player, so I was like, fuck it, and them niggas was nice. Both of them, Chad and Johnny, you know what I mean? TU and JQ. Both of them was dead nice. Yeah, man.
So how did you end up meeting Big L?
Me and Big L grew up together. We're from the same block, same area, same neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Way before the music, way before everything. Me and Big L was, you know what I'm saying? Like we grew up, same block. It's a park right there. It's 139th and 140th. It's connected. In Lenox Avenue, Malcolm X. And that's where we used to go. I used to live on 141st as well. I used to live on 141st in Lenox. But the park, either I could go to 145th Street Park, which I used to go to both, but I used to go to 139th Street, which we call the danger zone. You know what I'm saying? 140th, 139. And I met L and a lot of my childhood friends right in that park right there.
So how young were you when you first met L?
I had to be about 9. Yeah, about 9, 10, around there. About 9, 10. Yeah.
That's what's up. And I heard you say you guys did all types of regular shit together as far as like sneaking into the movies and all just types of
All
regular
kind
shit
of
like
shit,
that.
man. We used to do all kinds, sneaking in the movie. When the movie theater was on 125th, the Nova Theater on 147th and Broadway, we used to sneak and watch what we pay one admission and watch everything in the movie theater. You know how it go. You know what I mean? Yeah, we used to those are the good days. And back in the days, we used to go to this one, the karate flicks was popping on 42nd. We used to go down to 42nd Street, Times Square, and watch all the karate flicks. This one we was big on the karate, Bruce Lee, and this one the karate movies was in, was in. And we used to go down to 42nd, do the same old thing, man. Yeah.
When did it become evident that Big L or that L was gonna get into music?
Oh, Ben, he been what you call it was influenced, cause you know, we grew up around like Love Bug Starsky, and it's like a lot of DJs and this like MCs came from our hood too. Like Dougie Fresh used to come to the block party, Slick Rick, like they perform a lot. They call it Harlem Week. One, you know, it used to be down on 139th between Fifth and Lenox. They bring the stage out, and you know they have artists from all over come through, and then later on they moved it to 135th, but it used to be on 139th between 5th and Lenox. They used to call it Harlem Week, and you know we met a lot of people there, man. A lot of good block party. That's when it was Harlem, man. Those was the days, the good days, man. I miss them days, man. Yeah.
So yo,
Mhm.
Herb McGruff, I want to get the story of how you actually joined and linked up with Children of the Corn.
Well, that's we all basically it's this guy named TD Terrence Dean, which is D brother from Rough Riders. He's the older brother, TD. You know, TD had a lot of stuff to do with that, hooking us up, and you know, Big L, Cam, Mace, me, Bloodshed. You know, we all, you know, went in the studio and, you know, came up with, you know, that Children of the Corn. Can't forget Six Figure Digger. You know what I'm saying? And that was just like the little click. That was supposed to be, we is basically gonna try to do it like how Wu-Tang did it. You know what I'm saying? That's how that was the motive that we had. Like basically, you see how Wu came out, you know what I'm saying? But we was gonna do it like that. But you know, egos and all that shit. So a lot of shit, it didn't work out. And you know, a lot of and then Al and Bloodshed died. So shit didn't work out how it's supposed to. But that was the plan, the original plan. You know what I mean? But everybody got their own major, everybody got their own record deal. So that was the good part about it. You know what I mean? The only one didn't get because Bloodshed, he'd have wound up getting a record deal. Bloodshed would have definitely got a record deal. You know what I'm saying? But me, Mace, Cam, L, we all had major record deals. So that was the good part about it. It was good learning experience, good, you know what I'm saying? That was the good part about it. But that was the major plan. We was gonna try to do it like how the Wu-Tang did it.
So how was it going from working with Bronx Most Wanted to now working alongside Cam, Big L, Mace, and Bloodshed?
I was basically I was working, I did stuff with Cam and thing before I got with Bronx Most Blunted. You know what I'm saying? We did stuff that was just like an experiment thing I did with them, and you know it was all love. But I worked with Big L way before I worked with TUD and Johnny. I did, you know what I'm saying? I did stuff with L before that,
So tell
but
me
that
about
was just like a little.
yeah.
You see how L was this son like he was NFL Children of Corn, but he also was DITC. You know what I'm on some shit like that. Like them my Bronx niggas, I know what I'm saying? On some shit like that. But it was all love though.
But I really would like you to reminisce, you know what I mean, like on some memories when you were actually working with Cam, Big L, Mace, and Bloodshed. You know what I mean? I guess you
Oh
guys
hell yeah.
recorded a number of tracks together.
Yeah, how we used to be in the studio. There niggas used to be bugging out there, can blowing spit bubbles and all kind of shit. Niggas snapping. Niggas was young. We was all teenagers like then, you know what I'm saying? So we was young having fun. New to the game, you know what I'm saying? Wet behind the ears, didn't really know the game, just was happy to be in the game. Young men that had a dream. You know what I'm saying? That you know, that had a dream. We all had a dream, and we used to be in the park playing basketball, all kind of stuff. Like they had tournaments. You know, Cam and Mace, them niggas, they known for playing ball. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really no ball player. I was doing other shit, but we used to be playing balls ball games and all that shit. Having fun, basically teenager shit, man. Know what I mean? Teenager shit. He had a bunch of good memories. Pool parties in 1199, all kind of shit, man. Like we had fun. We used to do a lot of shit when we was younger. Dice games and shit in the hood, all kind of shit. And back in the days before the basketball went to the Roc-A thing, it used to be on 139th in the park in the danger zone. It was, know what I'm saying? It was they had the game there and shit before it moved to 155th and 8th, the Ruckers. So it used to be popping on 139 Lennox, 140th and Lennox. It used to be popping big time, man. Yep. We had a bunch of good memories. We used to go to Great Adventure. Big L mother was like the block president, Miss Pinky. So she used to throw events. We used to go to Action Park, Great Adventure, all the theme parks. So, that's like this is way before the rap. Like this is what we, just coming up as kids.
Who would you say from the group you made the best relationship with?
Of course, me and L. That's my home team. Me and L home team. Then after that is like Cam, Mace, you know what I'm saying? Blood, you know what I'm saying? We all good. But me and L like that's my home team. You know what I'm saying? That's home team right there.
Was the group close to signing any deals?
We was working on that. TUD, TD, Terrence Dean, he had some thing in the making. He had some stuff in the making. But of course, people got egos, and there was a lot of other shit too that went on too behind the scenes. That, know what I mean? People got, that why it don't work all the time with groups. You know what I'm saying? It's always like an ego thing, but you know,
I want
what
to
I mean?
talk about the Danger Zone record. Can you tell me why y'all used the quote from Meyer Lansky? Like why did Uptown have the best work, man? Bumpy Johnson, I mean, the
Mhm.
godfather of Harlem. But why'd you guys
Right.
use that quote?
That was L. L was a big he was a big he liked them old movies and shit like the Mac and Cross 110th Street, and like he was
Monsters.
into, yeah, he was into all them all, and he memorized, like L memorized shit word for word. So you know what I'm saying? That's how he is real witty with his shit, because he used to be looking at shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? And there was a bunch of like, a bunch of slick cats from the neighborhood, old school cats that L used to mess with them on purpose so they could tell him some slick shit. And you know what I mean? And Ella come up with some shit like, like that too. Like just fucking with the old heads from the hood and shit. Like just so they'd say some slick shit. And Ella soak it in and be like, yo, I'm gonna use that. You heard what he said? He told me this, such and such. So yeah, I was like witty with it like that.
Why are there two songs called Danger Zone? One with and one without Mace.
I don't know. The one is on my album, and one is the original Danger Zone is the shit with me and L. I'm on the hook and L rhyming, and one is called Danger Zone. That's on my album with me me L and Mace. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay.
the original is the one with me and L, where I'm on the hook. 139 in Lennox is the danger zone, where no man could withstand the whole of zone. Your 139 in Lennox is the danger zone, where no man, know what I'm saying? That's from L, from Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous. So I just, yeah.
Why was Mace not on Big L's album? Was it some sort of a clearance issue with him starting to work with Puff?
You hit it on the head. How you know? You hit it right on the head, B. Yo, you hit it right on the head, Mikey T. Of course, of course, of course. That's what it was. Yeah, of course.
So
That's
what
what it was.
happened?
Puff was on his bullshit.
So what happened? Did Mace end up leaving Children of the Corn?
like everybody wound up getting their deal. So our Children of the Corn was like basically like a little experiment. Like what we, you know what I'm saying? You know, once one nigga get pop hot or whatever, you know, niggas start seeing a little money, niggas act different, you know, niggas catch fire, niggas act different, you know. Niggas say one thing, but when you know, when it go down, when niggas start throwing that money in your face, not me, but you know, that's how people get when it come to money, man. They say money the root of all evil. But know what I mean? Yeah. But that's definitely what happened though. Puff wasn't playing nothing with Mace. I had a joint called was Harlem World, and they ain't clear that either. That shit was a smash when Mace was on the hook, and it was supposed to be on Destiny B, but Puff ain't want to clear that. You know what I'm saying? Mace was like, "This how we do in Harlem World. Big fancy cars and lots of girl. We won't stop popping till you Earl." And what they put it on the white label, they sent it up probably across seas or whatever. But that would have been big. We'd have shot the video for that. It'd out there. There's a lot of shit. A lot of niggas, what you call it, try to what you care, but you can't stop God's plan, man. That's why I'm still here, man. That's why I'm still here, Mikey T. A lot of niggas dead and gone. God bless the dead, but I'm still here, man. You can't stop God's plan, man. Yeah, God ain't finished with me yet. Word up.
So Gruff, was there ever talks of you and L going over to Bad Boy? Like, you know, the whole
No,
flamboyant taking over to Bad Boy?
L had the flamboyant shit, what you call it, after, but before that, we had we was gonna do something with Roc-A-Fella. It was gonna be me, L, and my man C-Town, my little man Chris Hand. We was gonna be the call a Wolf Pack. L was going cause they just wanted L. I ain't gonna front. But L, real niggas are like, yo, I'm gonna bring Gruff and I'm gonna bring C-Town. You know what I'm saying? And Dame was with it. We was about to sign it. And this is right before he got killed. We were supposed to do it was supposed to be a party downtown. We were supposed to host a joint, you know what I'm saying? Dame was hosting the party and shit. And he got killed on February 15th. You know what I'm saying? 99. And the party was supposed to be, I think, before that, I think after that or before that. I think after that. They had the flyers out and all that. And L wound up getting killed. Yeah, but that was gonna be the announcement. This is way before Cam and them went over there. This is way before Cam and them went over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was it was gonna be me, L, and C-Town, my man Chris Hand, the
That's
Wolf
epic.
Pack.
It's pretty epic, man.
Yeah.
I had that written down in a few minutes, but you know, I wanna talk about Bloodshed. He unfortunately passed in a car accident. Can you tell me how that affected the group?
Yeah, that was one of the he was like the first one that died like that. That had a lot because they that him and Cam they cousins I think, so that killed all of us. That fucked all of us up. Like Bloodshed, that was unexpected. You know what I'm saying? That fucked a lot of shit up, man. But niggas just, we just kept going on doing it. This when Clue was popping, we was killing the mixtapes and all that shit. All the mixtape DJs and shit. So we was kept it going off that. Then, like I said, L was the first one to get a deal. Then I got a deal. Then I think it was Mace and then Ken. You know what I'm saying? But that definitely Bloodshed shit fuck that shit put a damper on shit too. That shit definitely put a damper on the shit, man. Cause that Children of the Corn shit was supposed to pop, man. But it'd be egos, man. It'd be a lot of egos. When a lot of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I was really
Mm.
you know what I mean? Just that group of artists coming together, the way you presented it to me there as the Wu-Tang, just all the
Yeah.
major heads that were in the group. And
That's
then
how that. That's how we was supposed to supposedly going at it. Like if we do it like that, you know what I'm saying? That way everybody get good exposure. You know, we could do something like that. The Wu-Tang was the blueprint.
Yeah, and then not to mention all of you guys going to watch the karate movies. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
to the hip hop block party. 1995, you appear on Big L's album Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
8 is Enough, Danger Zone. Can you tell me how Big L ended up calling you to get on the album, or was it material you had already recorded?
No, he told that's my boy, so he had a slot for me. He told me he was gonna put me on the album. Know what I'm saying? When he was recording, you know, he said, "Yo, Gruff, I got you." You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw you on. That's my introduction. I wrote that. You know, I was in the studio and I wrote my little 8 bars or whatever for that. Yeah.
So all fresh material, nothing previously recorded.
Nah, nothing previous recorded. I wrote that right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
And this is a Columbia project. This is when you said you were first inspired, like, wow, we can really do this with an actual label.
Exactly. When L got that deal with Columbia, because remember, Nas was the man on Columbia. You know what I'm saying? Nas was the man on Columbia. So when L went over there, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to shake shit up too, but they had big expectations for L. But some management or whatever dropped the ball too on L shit too, because he had some heat. You know, to this day, niggas still bumping L shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. This industry shit is crazy, man. But definitely, L was definitely supposed to blow, man. That first song. I know I know that when he got the flamboyant shit, when he did that when he is back on this shit. I know the second time around, he definitely was on it. If he wouldn't have got killed, he was on his shit. He was hungry. He had a lot. Yeah, he was on his shit. Word. When he did that Ebonics, he was on his shit. You know what I'm saying?
What did you think about the reception to the Lifestyles of Poor and Dangerous?
I think a lot of people like a lot of people like real hip hop heads liked it, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people were saying some of the beats or whatever could have been whatever, but I don't know, but I liked it. You know, it was I liked it. I was on the motherfucker, so yeah. So yeah, I liked it, man. Even if I wouldn't have been on there, he had some shit on there. You know what I'm saying? For that time and the shit that he was saying, he was talking that shit. So I don't understand how the project got spoofed or whatever the fuck. I don't know what happened at the label or whatever, but they could have definitely pushed that shit a little better than what they did, man. I don't think he got his fair shake.
So I wanted to ask, do you feel that the Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous gave Big L a different level of respect because people really realized he was spitting on that album? Or do you feel like it's what got him really noticed based off like he had mixtapes prior to that?
We did a couple little mixtapes, but definitely he was on Law Finesse album. You know what I'm saying? I think that introduction on Law Finesse album was the thing that got him like niggas he's like start buzzing. That Law Finesse album when he did that. I said everywhere that I go, people know my fucking name. I'm flooring niggas in the only way a bucket change. I gave a lot of black guys in my extorting days. That joint fucking with me. A lot of niggas was sporting shades. I grabbed the microphone and scar jerk. Rappers talk about put me on. What the fuck is the star search? You know what I mean? But he killed that Law Finesse joint. That's why I think you know what I'm saying? But he definitely put that pain in. Like, everybody know Alpha, the punchlines, lyricists, you know what I'm saying? Assemblies. Like, he had that whole package. Niggas wasn't fucking with L, man. They wasn't fucking with Big L.
So let me ask you something, man. Since you're friends and you know him, What did the L stand for? His name was Big L, but what did the L stand for?
Lamont. Lamont. Big L. Lamont. His real name is Lamont Coleman. So the Big L, Big Lamont.
Well, I guess that solves that mystery. You know, this day and age, it would literally just be because a rapper had a big L. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, this Big Lamont. It stands for Lamont.
So, what made you want to name yourself Herb McGruff? You know, how did you come up with your rap name? Is it because back in the day people used to say, "Who's got the herb?" You know, they really don't say that anymore. You know, the youngins ain't gonna know what we're talking about, but you know what I mean. The thing is, you probably smoked a bunch of weed back in the day. How did you come up with it?
Nah, cause I just took I just reversed it. Take a bite out of crime. Know what I'm saying? Crime dog. Gruff the crime dog. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just reversed that shit around. Know what I mean? Herb McGruff. Know what I'm saying? Crime dog.
Right. I was
Know?
about to say. Am I mistaken? Like McGruff, the crime dog. Does your name have anything to do with those commercials that used to play back on TV? That's what it is.
Nah. This is some shit with the dog. Dog, you know what I'm saying? The crime dog, know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, you know
McGruff,
what
the
I'm saying?
crime dog.
Exactly. No, but I just used the reverse. McGruff was a detective though, but the crime, but I just reversed the shit. You know what I'm saying? Made it hood. Herb McGruff, crime dog. Now they say crime boss, crime dog. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Crime dog. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you know, a lot of people may not know that Jay-Z linked up with Big L before Reasonable Doubt came out. You know, how did that come about? Do you remember the session? And you know, what do you remember most about the song "The Graveyard"?
Shit, I remember when they was going to do that joint, cause God bless the dead granddaddy IU was on that joint too. A couple other cats was on there too. That was yeah, that was a mean session I heard. I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that session.
Did you ever get a chance to meet Jay-Z?
Of course. Yeah, I met Hove a couple times, man. I met Hove a couple times. He was real. Him and Heavy D was real cool. So I used to see Hove in L.A. sometime, or you know what I'm saying. And then Hove used to come uptown sometime. He used to be on 142nd with Dean, every now and then. But I definitely met Hove a couple times. Hove know me good. We know each other.
Yeah, well, what type of guy was Jay-Z? Was he very humble back then, or was he kind of
Oh, always a cool, humble, always a cool, humble, laid back dude. He ain't really like say much, really too much, but always cool. Always never was. Know what I mean? Yeah, cool, humble dude.
why do you think Big L put Jay-Z on a posse cut? I mean, your feature on Eight Is Enough was pretty much the same thing.
Right. I, I mean, he was spreading the love. L was spreading the love, man. L was spreading the love, man. Yeah, man. Granddaddy IU was on that graveyard shift too, man. God bless the dead, man. That's one of my favorite underrated rappers too. It's a lot. It's a lot. I got a bunch of underrated, not just including myself, but it's a bunch of underrated rappers that I think that should have blew, like Granddaddy IU, Nature. Know what I'm saying? It's like the list goes on. Like, know what I'm saying? I was a big Nature fan too. Know what I'm saying? Nature used to spit that shit too, man. Big shout out to Nature, man. Word.
Can you tell us about Party Artie, who was featured on the Graveyard as well? Is this the Party
Oh,
Artie who passed away?
yes, it is. B, rest in peace, Party Artie, man. Party Artie was raw. He had that almost like how X got that little graspy, that little growl, that little hungry. Party Artie had that he had that. Party Artie was nice too with it, B. Big shout out. And Party Artie was younger than us too, man. I think Party Artie was a little younger than us too, but know what I mean? God bless the dead. Party Artie definitely he had it, man. Word, B.
So
Damn, you bringing up some good names, B. Yeah, man. Yeah.
you touched on it a little bit earlier, but is there any truth to Jay-Z being interested in signing Big L to Roc-A-Fella Records?
I think it was more so Dame. I think Dame and L had more of a thing relationship. L was cool, but I think Dame and L had more of like a business relationship than, know what I'm saying? From what I'm.
Looking at the Roc-A-Fella Records releases, it looked like the same year that L passed is when they really started getting kicked off, with Bleak dropping in 99, Beanie Siegel
Right.
following in 2000.
Yeah.
You
They
had
would
said
start.
something about the Wolf Pack.
Yeah. The Wolf Pack. Me, it's gonna be me, Big L, and my man Chris Ham.
That's what Big L was planning on taking over to Roc-A-Fella, if anything.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, that's what he's definitely coming because Dame just wanted to sign him at first. I ain't gonna hold you. And then, but L was like, nah, I got my man Gruff and I got my man Hand. That's how real of a dude L was. You know what I'm saying? And Dame was with it. It was gonna go down, man. It definitely is about to go down. And then that fucking shit had the tragedy. You know what I'm saying? That tragedy happened. He wound up losing his life, man. And that shit fucked shit up, man. After that, I really like I ain't want nothing to do with no rap shit no more after that. Cause that L was like the one that kept me like on my toes. Like that was my dude. Like he kept me sharp. He kept me. So when he got killed, I was like, man, fuck this rap shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the same no more without L. You know what I'm saying? L was like the Mr. Miyagi of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like L was that. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is crazy. Like that shit was. It definitely was a dull day in Harlem, man. That shit happened, man. That shit fucked shit up, man. That shit, it could have a lot of shit, man. A lot. If he wouldn't have lost his life, man, I know for a fact. I know in my heart. I know in my heart that shit was about to happen good, man. He was gonna blow. You know what I'm saying? We is going right with him too. You know what I'm saying? I know in my heart it was gonna go down because he was too talented, too nice. Not for not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Do you remember what project you guys were beginning to work on as the Wolfpack collection at that point in time, or had nothing really started at that point?
L and him did one joint that they that was gonna be like the starter joint, and then eventually, we was gonna go in the studio and you know get things in motion and shit. But we was gonna announce that we getting signed. They had threw a party before. Know what I'm saying? They was gonna throw the party and make the announcement at the party, like Big Al and Herb McGruff, Chris Ham gonna be signed to Roc-A-Fella, whatever. And it never got to happen because L lost his life, man. Never got to come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I know in my heart, Mike, that shit was going. He was hungry too. That shit was gonna go down. It
facts.
would have been a whole history would have been probably different right now. God forbid if that wouldn't have happened. Harlem history probably be different right now. I don't know. I don't know because a lot of it'd be different. Trust me.
Let's talk about it, man. Working with Heavy D. You did some work in 1997 with Heavy D, Waterbed
Right.
Hev, and the Woo movie soundtrack, as well as the New York Undercover soundtrack. This collaboration with Heavy D, it puts you in a lot of great positions. You know what I mean? The record with Monifa was a classic.
Right. Yeah, they still bump that joint to this day. Word up. They still bump that joint, that Monique for that I Miss You. That's why I got my, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like a mainstream, like introduction, because we hardcore, but like far as like on the main, that I Miss You was that joint was bumping.
how'd you get signed and end up on the soundtrack? You know, the New York Undercover. You and the Lost Boys had the dopest joint on there as well.
Right. Well, I got signed through I met Hev through my which was my manager, cat named Inky out of Mount Vernon. Real name Anthony, but everybody call him Ink, Ink Allah. But what happened was he used to come to the gambling spot around my way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I told him, yo, I rap, I had a little demo. The crazy part about it is that we went down to Soundtrack Studios. This was he was working with Monique. Monique was signed before me. He was already working with Monique already, Heavy D. He already signed or whatever. And he requested for me to come down there because you know he was looking for new talent to sign. He just got the Uptown from Andre Harrell, you know what I'm saying? And he's CEO now. So he's looking for new artists, new acts. So me and my man Inky go down to Soundtrack Studios. I met him by the gambling spot, which is in the danger zone on 139th and Lennox. So we rise down the Soundtrack Studio. You know, I meet him. I was, I'm Heavy D fan. Hey, who don't like Heavy D? You know what I'm saying? So I was happy to see him. Chopped it up, gave him a 5, and you know what I'm saying. And I was like, yo, he got the CD. He got the demo. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, let me I want to hear something. What you call it? Just acapella or whatever. So I start, you know, back in the days we used to hit the deaths, you know. So I start, you know, it's her McGruff the Buddha had heroin hustling, hundreds of homicides. I done delivered in the Hudson. Shout out they gutsin'. My murder scenes be disgusting. Bitches I'm lusting. Y'all ain't my girl. We only fucking. Know what I'm saying? Before I even got to the next, he was like, "Stop!" I thought I fucked up. He was like, "Yo, you ain't gotta say no more. Whatever." We gonna what you call it? You know what I'm saying? We gonna do something. And that same day, Monifa was working on I Miss You. I got on that song by the grace of God that same day. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had his first verse. He did his first verse, and I ended it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He put me on that little 8 bars or whatever, and that was my introduction to word. Just like that, it just happened like just like that, and like after that, like a week later, whatever, I wound up getting signed. Like I wound up getting signed. Like he ain't even listen to the demo. He wanted to hear me. Like I guess probably wanted to see my, you know, my presence or whatever, my aura or whatever. He said, "Nah, I don't want to hear. Now I want to see you." Know what I'm saying? Fuck a nigga. I want to see how you. Know what I'm saying?
How'd that go? Did you have to go to the office? Did he give you a check? I mean, how'd
Yeah,
that
I had to go to Universal. I had to go to Universal. Yeah, 1755 Broadway, you know, Universal. I went down there and, you know, chopped it up, got my lawyer, which was Louise West. You know what I'm saying? She is from the Burt Padell law firm. Louise West, a hell of a lawyer. She had Missy, um Tim, a couple of like Louise West was heavy. And a big shout out to Tia Guilford. You know what I'm saying? Tia Guilford, she was an assistant at the time. Now Tia big time too now, but Louise West, she was a big deal back then. Burt Padell, she is on work. She used to work in Burt Padell office, a lawyer under his law firm. I know everybody know who Burt Padell is. Stash more cash than Burt Padell. That's his nigga. Biggie was the cat Biggie Smalls is talking about. You know what I'm saying? Old school cat. Mm-hmm.
what was Big L's reaction? You know what I mean?
Oh, he was happy for me. He was happy for me, man. Bro, he was happy for me, man. Like it was all love, man. He was happy. You see, I threw him on my album, just return the favor. Know what I'm saying? That's my boy. You know, he was in the video with me and Cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That this is how we do. Him and Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Both of them was in that joint. I don't know where Mace was at the time, but I'm quite sure he would have been there too. Mace probably was doing what he do somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
You actually jumped on a track with the Dog Pound. How did you end up linking up with the West Coast dudes?
Through Heavy D, we used to work in the studios right off Sunset called was it Larrabee? I believe it was Larrabee Studios. I met Suge. I even met Suge one time at Larrabee Studios. Yeah.
Oh, you got a Suge story.
Yeah, hell yeah. We was in the studio and Big Suge walked in the joint. Big dude. That's you know what I mean? And he came to chop it up with Hev for a minute. Hev ain't had no problems with nobody. Even when that West Coast, East Coast shit was going on, Heavy D was good. Like everybody loved Hev. I got another story when we went to the Soul Train Awards. Like we was out there, riding around and shit, and some cats was in a pickup and they jumped out. He had the thing out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, who y'all here with? He got the pump thing out. It's me, my man Took. You know what I'm saying? I think it's somebody else. I don't know if it's my man D.O. He was managing, like road managing me too also. And he was like, we here with Hev. You know what I'm saying? This one it was heavy, that East Coast, West Coast shit. It's brewing. And we said we were Heavy D. And they said, all right, y'all good. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. I ain't gonna front. They had to drop on us. They could have did whatever. We was like, yo, we were Heavy D, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we were Heavy D. We ain't on no gangbang shit. We were Heavy D. You know what I'm saying? They was like, who? We said Heavy D. Said Heavy. He said, all right, y'all good. And the niggas drove off. We was on the side block, House of Blues. We was in the side block of the House of Blues. I'll never forget that shit. Know what I'm saying? And them niggas they backed out. It was like, yo, who y'all here with? Who y'all here with? It's like, yo, we were Heavy D, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas like, all right. We isn't gonna say, I definitely ain't gonna say Puff. Bad Boy, they probably done lit the car. We ain't said Bad Boy. Nah, it was the truth though. We was with Heavy D. You know what I mean? Word, but that was a story right there and shit, man. It could have went down. But like with the Suge story, Suge walked in, big dude. You know what I'm saying? He came, chopped it up, gave gentleman. He wasn't, know what I mean? But certain people presence, you could, know what I mean? Like the whole room stopped. Like once he walked in, like even the engineer, like the whole shit just like went in like slow motion, like. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? What's going on? But I'm just sitting there, so, I gave him a head nod or whatever. Yeah, what's going on? I know who you is, but him and Hev was chopping it up. I thought him and Hev was cool. Like Hev was cool with all them LA cats, man. Remember, Hev moved out there after a while because he started acting and all that shit. So yeah, he was good out there. And big shout out to my little man, my man D Mac from LA, man. Yeah, he used to manage Game at one time and Game early stages. Real brother out there. He used to like to gamble a lot. Everybody know I'm talking about. My boy D Mac. You know what I mean? Fishy dude from out there. Big shout out to D Mac.
So Destined to Be drops in 1998. How did you feel about the album's release?
I think it was like same shit with L. Like they didn't promote it right. You know what I'm saying? Because we had some good tunes on there, but as far as the promote, they're supposed to drop me like when all that, like right after, like when Mace was rolled, like they waited, they dropped the ball, like they're supposed to, because Harlem was hot at that time. You know what I'm saying? So y'all supposed to just drop that, you know what I'm saying? Right around that time, when everything is what you call, but like I said, we worked on the Waterbed Have album and all that. I wrote a lot of songs on that joint too, on Waterbed Have album. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a lot of songs on Waterbed Have album as well.
Yeah, another question I wanted to ask was, how did you link up with the Lox for the song Uptown? How did that whole song come about?
That through my man Dio. You know, my man Dio, he was cool with D and Y and them. You know, they was first before they was with Puff, they was with D with the Rough Riders. You know, that's The Rough Riders artists, they just went with Bad Boy, but this is before Rough Riders had their own label. So, but you know what I'm saying? So that happened not like that. And cool brothers. Big shout out to the Locks. Jay, Sheik, Styles, you know what I'm saying? Big shout out to them brothers. They out here still doing their thing, doing the right thing, juicing up, eating right, you know what I mean? Key to life. It's all gravy. Big shout out to the Locks. One of my favorite rap groups all time too.
February 15th, 1999, Big L is fatally shot. Can you tell me when you first heard?
Damn near like 20 minutes after it happened. My phone started ringing. I was living on the hill at the time on 150th and Broadway. And my man Took called me and a couple other people. My phone just started blowing up. Then we all wound up going to the hospital. We was waiting outside, you know what I'm saying, outside the hospital for a while, waiting. Nobody couldn't go up because they was working on them or whatever. And then they told him that they said that he didn't make it. After we was out there for a minute. They say he ain't made it. And that should just shatter. That should just, oh man. I don't really like to talk about, but that should just fuck me up, man. That shit took a chunk out of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, without taking it, like that shit literally like took a chunk out of me. Like losing somebody like that, B, that was like so close to me. You know what I'm saying?
Why is this an unsolved case, much like Jam Master Jay's was for several years?
Ah man, B, the streets don't talk, Mike. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't really be talking. Niggas don't really talk. You know what I'm saying? But if you from the hood, you hear little whispers about little shit, a little this here and there, and this, that, and the third. But people don't talk.
There's one other thing I also wanted to ask you about. It's actually on a very good note. You know what I mean? When they gave Big L, his sign. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
I want to ask you about that.
that was a good day in Harlem, man. That was a good. I wouldn't have missed that for the world. I was definitely in the building when that, definitely outside when that went down, and shit, we had to go to the state building, and a lot of people had to do like write partitions like for that to go down, because at first they was like, for years they've been, that shit been in the making. It finally came to fruition, but for years we've been fighting for that, like rename that street sign. Know what I'm saying? Big L Way, Big Lamont Coleman Way. Like we've been fighting that for years. Big shout out to Tommy Ryan, Jules the Tommy Ryan. He is a big intricate part to that too. You know what I'm saying? But his brother Donald, his nieces, the whole family, man. Big shout out to the whole family, big. But everybody played a part in like making that come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy that every time I, on my block I look up and yeah, my man did, know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That way. Every time I come to the block, that mirror right there. So he gonna live on. So, you know what I'm saying? The haters can hate, but he gonna live on. He gonna live on. Know what I'm saying? And when the mirror get a little shady, they gonna redo it again. Know what I'm saying? Bring it right back to life. Street sign right there. So I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? But I really wish he was here. With all that being said, it wouldn't have been nothing like him being here in the flesh. But his name gonna ever live on, man, forever. Especially long as I'm alive. After I go, everybody gonna know who Big L was, man.
Facts. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Big L. I really appreciate you sharing that with me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to know if it was much of a process of getting that sign, put up, allowed like it was with Big Pun. You know what I mean? It's great to see that it's
Yeah.
finally happened.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we like it be a process. Like people think that joint just happened overnight. You got to go through like channels. You know what I'm saying? We had to sign partition, going to congressmen, congress ladies. You know, people in the to get that thing approved. So it's like steps to doing that joint. And then finally, what you call it? They said, yo, they gonna do the reveal. I couldn't wait, man. I was there early, front and center, B. Couldn't wait. Had a ball that day too.
2002.
Mm-hmm.
Stop Calling with Cameron and Freaky Zeke, man. How was it working with Cameron at this point? You know what I mean? At this point, he was dropping his first album with
Right,
Roc-A-Fella.
right. Then Cam called me he called me for that price. He said, yo, Gruff, man, I got some, you wanna make some money. I got a slot for you on this joint. And I was like, hell yeah. Shit, hell yeah, nigga. You know what I mean? But yeah, Cam called me for that joint and we went to the studio, knocked that thing out. You know what I mean? We went to the studio, knocked that thing right on out, man. Zeke was, yeah, we was bugging. That was a good session that day too. Yeah, that nigga Zeke, he wild boy. Yeah, Zeke crazy.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's those were Dipset's crazy years right there, man.
Mhm.
How was it? I mean, was it just regular? Was it Roc-A-Fella? Could you tell that they were Roc-A-Fella? Was it at Jay-Z's studio or anything like that?
No, I think we recorded that. I believe it might have been in I think it might have been Leland and my man Leland studio, the Sugar Hill studio in Inglewood, right behind ShopRite. They had the studio right behind ShopRite in Inglewood. Leland Robinson. I'm quite sure you're familiar with the Sugar Hill Records, Sugar Hill Gang or whatever. Well,
Fact.
the old one, not the oldest, the second oldest, which is Leland, I think. We did it in their studio. And, God bless the dead, his brother Scutchy and his other brother. Know what I'm saying? God bless them. But we did it in their studio. Yeah.
I got to ask you this. Mace got a lot of backlash when he changed from Murder Mace to MA$E Mace. Why do you
Right.
think that is?
Because we came in a certain way, so that's what they, fans is funny, but that I guess he went with what was winning for him. That was I guess Puff. He got around Puff, and Puff. He said it himself. He said I was murdered. P Diddy named. You know what I'm saying? And then P Diddy named me Pretty. Did it for the money. Now he told you himself. You know what I'm saying? I was murdered. Diddy named me. You know what I'm saying? Did it for the money. Now can you get with me? You know what I mean? So I guess it was a money move. I guess he started doing. He started Mace. You remember Mace was a big deal, man. Right after he filled that void, niggas can't front. After Big died, that was a big void, and Mace he held his own. See Mace was there at the right to see. That's why I said timing is everything. You know what I'm saying? They're at the right time, man. God bless the dead Biggie Smalls. Know what I'm saying? But Mace was there to fill that void. He kept Bad Boy alive. Puff can't front on that. And big shout out to Black Rob and the rest of them cats over there too. But Mace was the poster child for Bad Boy after Big died. Who gonna deny that? Who was moving units like Murder? Not even the R&B, not even the R&B. Who was moving units like Murder? Nobody. Like he filled that void. So like timing is everything. He was at the right place, the right time, and he had Puff with him. You know what I'm saying? Puff God spearheading that joint. And they did it. They did what they did, man. I ain't got nothing to but good shit to say about Murder. He did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think the people miss the old Mace? People always are asking, can we get that Murder Mace back? Like, why do you think the people want him to go back to that?
You know, people just stuck on what they stuck on, man. You know, like you know, as people get older, you know, evolution, man. Like you can't if you still doing the same, like, know what I'm saying? You gotta elevate some way, somehow. You can, know what I mean? Every year you're supposed to step it up to another notch. So I guess, you know, people, you know, I don't know. The people that you was in love with that murder mace, but they also accepted him on the other side, the crossover side too. So, you know, I don't know. I get, you know, the hardcore fans basically. You know, the hardcore fan base. That's what, you know what I'm saying. But everybody else, you know, they mates.
Well, I guess we almost got to talk about Welcome Back, Mace, now.
Uh-huh.
Mace had an album called Welcome Back. As you know, he took a brief break and became a pastor. The album,
Right.
it didn't really have the best reception. You know, this is one of them times where people were actually like, what is Mace doing? He's no longer $$ E Mace. He's Pastor Mace now.
Right.
They didn't really get it. They didn't understand all the identity changes with Mace. The
Right.
question is, how come he didn't stick to one lane? Was he experimenting?
That's a good question. That's something you probably got to ask Mace. But I guess so. You know what I'm saying? I guess he was dibbling that. I guess, you know, it was a lot from what I'm hearing, from you know what I'm hearing, it was he wanted to get out of, you know, the situation that he was in. I guess I guess, you know, everything that glitter ain't gold. You know, they said Puff B got a stranglehold on his artist. And everybody go to Bad Boy. I don't know. You know, it's something, either you die or you know what I'm saying? So I guess he wanted to get that. Whatever.
He seemingly let Mace walk away from the deal, though. I mean, after the
Let me tell you something, Mikey T. Nate's the only one that, what you call it, with Puff B. Everybody else, I don't know what I'm saying, but Mace done got Puff like twice, I think. Know what I'm saying? Puff usually be the one that be doing what he do, but Mace, I guess Mace was, you know, Mace was ahead of the game on that one. He came back, got whatever, left, and came back again, and he the only one that did that to Puff. I don't, you know, everybody else, you know, everybody else got stories. They got stories to tell about the man. I don't, you know.
But all right. So in 2009, you joined Mace on his mixtape, I Do the Impossible, on the track If I Came Back with You. How did you end up reconnecting with Mace?
Shit. You know, Mace come through when, you know, Mace come through, give niggas false hope. Well, the niggas that be depending on him, force, he'll come through. And you know, Mace the type of person, you'll be mad like a motherfucker at Mace. But when you see him and he starts smiling and what you call it, all that, you gonna forget about, know what I'm saying? He's real, Mace a charming nigga. He not a, know what I'm saying? He not to get you, and then he going in the win again. So when I see Mason, it's always gonna be love. Even with Cam, same shit, man. I love both of them, but I see him, I get their number. I ain't the type of nigga that be hounding no other man. So I say I got both of their number in my phone right now. Ask me how many times I call them. You know what I'm saying? I see him when I see him. You know what I'm saying? If they really want what you call it, they know how to get to me. You know what I'm saying? But I just let people be on Mikey T. You know, I got both of their number. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they respect and love me so much, B. I keep it official. I ain't going chasing no other man. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Big shout out to them, but I don't do that. No, I feel like I'm your man, not your fan. We cooler than that. I'm your man, not your fan. I love y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Word. And we always keep it on that respect level. But I fuck with Cam, I fuck with Mace. Big shout out to both of them.
So Mace hits you up, yo, I'm working on a mixtape. Is that the vibe of it? Did he invite you to the studio, or is it just send me a verse? Because it is 2009.
Yeah, I think we sent him a verse or whatever, because I think he was in Atlanta at the time. I think my man Vo or Pop Shit or one of them sent him a verse. We was in the studio or whatever, and because he used to be in contact with my man Pop Shit a lot too. He a producer and shit out of Harlem. And yeah, I just sent the verse or whatever.
In
Yeah.
2010, you appear on the Dip Agenda project by Duke the God. How did you
Mhm.
lock back in with Dipset?
Duke reached out. Duke reached out to me and then like Gruff, I need you on a couple joints. That was real. That wasn't by Duke. Big shout out to Duke the God too, big. Duke reached out, you know what I mean? Did a couple joints, me, Hell Rel, and
Hey, Mafia.
A Mafia. Yeah. And I think J.R. Ryder was on a
Yep.
couple of them joints too. Big
JR
shout
Wright.
out to J. Big shout out to all them cats, B. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to ask, like, how did you feel? Like, we talked about, the other guys, rest in peace, Bloodshed, Big L. You know what I mean? We talked about Mace's success. How did you feel about seeing Cameron go from being a member of the Children of the Corn to literally creating an independent blueprint, creating one of the biggest labels with Dipset?
He did his thing on that, man. All I can say is I'm proud of him. I'm proud of what he accomplished. They held it down. The Dipset held it down for some years in Harlem. You know what I mean? You can't front it. He started a movement that was a real good, heavy movement, man. And big shout out to the Dipset, Jewels, Jim Jones. You know what I'm saying? The whole Dipset. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Definitely. Cam did his thing on he definitely did his thing with the diplomats, man. Rest in peace to my boy Fat Sean. You know what I'm saying? He used to hold Cam down like hard body. Yeah, he is security, but know what I mean? Yeah, that's family. Rest in peace to my boy Fat Sean.
DJ K Slade called you the Harlem General. He had some amazing words for you. He said, after Big L, Gruff came next. We lost a legend with K Slade. You had worked with him on 90s Flow. What made K Slade different than the rest of the DJs?
You know why? Cause K Slay, he showed everybody love, like damn near. Like long as you wasn't whack or whatever, even if you was, he was gonna give you a shot. You know what I'm saying? He'd give that's one thing about him. He'll give you a shot, but if it ain't what you call it, then he always showed love, man. And he always reached out to me, man. That's another. See, I lost three. Those three people I lost that was real influential in my career too. Big L, Heavy D, K Slay. That's crazy, right? All of them helped me in my career some way, somehow, you know. So big shout out to Slay, man. I still miss him to this day, man. All of them, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big shout out to Slay, man. He showed love when he ain't had to show love, B. Slay was so like I told you, like after L died, like he was the only one that could get me to come out and like do a mixtape because I wasn't into the I like the rap shit. I was like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. Ain't know what I mean, ain't what it used to be. So, but he was the only one that could bring me out, be like, yo, Gruff, I need you on a verse, or Gruff, I need and he kept me, alive like that, as far as like putting me on certain things, putting me with certain artists that we probably would never work together. Like he was the master of that. Like Slay, before Khaled was doing all this thing, like putting artists together, Slay was the master of that. You were here a down south or a dirty south, Midwest with somebody from Harlem, New York, or whatever, all on one. Like he was good with that, like putting certain artists together. So yeah, big shout out to Slay, man. He definitely missed, man.
Something he did that was totally different was the track that you actually appeared on, Rolling 110 Deep.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually you and Stan Spit. K
Yeah.
Slay actually jumped in your part of the video as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my boy, man. That's my boy, man. Yeah, you already know me and Spit got this, the Weed Is Zone thing popping off. We got the Weed Is Zone thing going on. Big shout out to Spit. You know what I'm saying? We working hard. We on We the Zone 3. We working on Destin to Be 2. And Stan working on, he gonna be working on his albums as well. We got we got something going on with Jim, a little thing going on with Jim and Vamp Life and you know, and Empire Records. So we got, you know, a joint venture thing going on. We got a single out right now, which is called City Vibes. It's on all digital platforms. You can get it wherever. We about to drop the video in a minute. And you know, big things is about to happen this year for us, man. We just being positive, staying under the radar, doing what we do. And you know, hopefully, you know, they receive us good.
Was it DJ K Slay who actually put you together with Stan Spit? I know you guys know each other for back in the
Nah,
day.
nah, me and Spit, that's my dude, man. That's
Yeah, he was on.
nah. We just got, we was on the block one day, and we was by Big L Mirror, and Spit was like, "Yo, man, like the Gruffy, man, let's just get this shit one more shot, Gruff. I promise you, be like, I ain't gonna waste your time. I know you be, you know, you be doing what you do or whatever, whatever. But I think I think we got, it's a spot for us. Like, I think we could make some shit happen. And since then, we just been working. Know what I'm saying? Working, trying to come up with shit, and you know, and just trying to make the shit happen. Trying to brand that the We the Zone brand, and you know, trying to push it.
You and
You
Stan
know?
Spit, you got two projects out for We the Zone. You're coming out with the third. And so you're
Yep.
telling me this is in collaboration with Jim Jones?
No, we did a single thing with Jim Jones, which is called City Vibes. We got the single you know, joint venture thing, which is called City Vibes, featuring Jim Jones. It's
Okay.
me, Gruff and Spit, featuring Jim Jones. Know what I'm saying? That's
So
our
can you
song. And Jim jumped on the joint, and you know, we doing some business. We gonna make some shit happen.
just tell me how that whole thing came about with you and Stan Spit and Jim Jones?
Oh yeah, well, we was in DITC studios one day, you know, recording the song or whatever. Stan, he was like, "Yo, you know who will sound good on this joint?" Because we already had the song already done. He's like, "Yo, it's the third verse for who you think?" He's like, "Yo, I think Jim will sound good on it." So Stan start reaching out at him. Yo, Jim, you know, but Jim liked the beat or whatever, whatever. So Jim said, "Yo, I'm gonna do something." But it took a little minute, but when he had his time, some free time, sent him the beat. Jim recorded the joint, sent the joint back. We mixed the joint down, and you know what I'm saying. And then the crazy thing, because We the Zone 2 been out for quite some time, and we were supposed to been shoot the video for, so we finally got the video done. You know, like like late. I think it was November or October, November last year or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but I know it was recent. Know what I'm saying? Right after the summer or whatever.
That's dope that you linked with Stan Spit. He actually had the role in Belly where he got shot, right?
Yeah. Big shout out to Spit, B.